Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. This is episode 13, and I am currently coming to you from the front of FoxMart because last episode we did begin work on expanding and upgrading the shop. So in last Saturday's episode, I did mention that I wanted to make FoxMart bigger and better, and that was indicated by the crane that we placed in the background just to build up some hype in the community and also to get the other members wondering what the heck is going on at FoxMart. So I think that was very successful, and as I mentioned in the last episode, we began work on some of the redstone. Now, I did mention in between episodes that I would be working on redstone because, yeah, I felt like explaining all the redstone as I went along took up quite a bit of time, and there was a lot more work to do. So, like I said, I was going to work on redstone in between episodes, and this is everything I got done. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I would like to say welcome, and if you are not up to speed, if you missed last episode, what I'm currently working on is a Lectern shop. So we got all of that installed, we got the red coder installed down below, and what we got done last episode was the payment system. So I will briefly summarize how this works. So this blue circuit is what controls all the items being dispensed, and once we make our payment, we press this, but you will notice it's not activating because it's being locked by the magenta circuit. Now, the magenta circuit, once we make our payment, is going to unlock the whole thing, just like that. So the system is unlocked, and we can actually use it. So if we press it, that activates the whole system down below, which we will be getting to in just a moment because I do want to show you how it works. But that's pretty much how everything is working. And as you see, it locks right back up. That way, people who are using this just can't keep spamming it and using it. And I think I did a pretty good job of summarizing what we did. So let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. To begin the episode, what I thought we would do is demonstrate how the build works because I did wire it up enough to show off how this thing is going to work. So let's go ahead and grab a stack of birch logs. And this was given to us by Zap in between episodes when I was working on the redstone. So he went ahead and dropped off a shulker box of birch. He did move his shop over there, and yeah, it looks really cool. But yeah, Zap was kind enough to drop off this shulker box of birch. So what I'm thinking is we can give Zap a free membership to FoxMart once it is fully upgraded. And I'm not going to reveal the new name just yet, but it is going to have a bit of a name change. It's no longer going to be FoxMart. But let's go ahead and demonstrate this. So if we head on down below, I do have this set over here now. So it's all the way down at the end. So what we're going to do is place items inside the droppers. Now, like I mentioned, what this can do, we can pay a diamond for one item, which we are not going to do in this, but it will be in the tutorial. And if I didn't release the tutorial yet, it will be coming out next week. And if I did release the tutorial this past Thursday, then a card to the tutorial will be popping up in the top right corner, and there will also be a link to it down in the description below so you can build this for yourself. But let's go ahead. As I was saying, what this is going to do is allow us to do a diamond for one item, a diamond for 16, a diamond for 32, or a diamond for 64. So the way I have this wired up is each dropper is going to dispense 16 items. So if we want something to sell for 16 items, we only need one dropper. If we want to sell something for 32 items, we only need 2. And then, of course, if we want to sell 64 items, we are going to need 4 droppers because they are all going to contain 16 items each. Well, at least spit out 16 items each. Of course, they're going to contain a lot more than that. So let's go ahead and fill these in like this. So 16 are in each one, giving us a full stack. And we are going to head back up top, but first let me grab my diamond out of the chest. We are back in the shop, so let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. Because the birch logs are at the very end, the Lectern, the book needs to be set to page 29 and 30, and that gives us our output of 15. Now, as I mentioned, this is not going to work unless we make our payment. So if we press it, nothing is going to happen. But if we go ahead, we select the item that we want to buy, and we place in the diamond, this is going to unlock, and then we can go ahead and press the button and then the circuit down below will activate, and we can actually go ahead and take a shortcut. Thank goodness for feather falling. So we can see all of the items dispensing right there. Now, of course, they are not just going to fly out like that. We are going to make them go into a water stream. So that is all done, and this hand is empty. So if we pick up all of these logs, we do have the full stack right there down below. And the same is going to apply for these other droppers. So again, if we are selling 16, only 1 will be activated. 32, 2 will be activated. And as you saw, we do have 4 droppers. So that gave us a total of 64 items. Now, that is how this build is going to work, but clearly we do have a bit more work. We need to place in the water stream, we need to finish up this area, and also what I like to do is place in some indicator lights, so when a customer picks an item, a light will let them know if the item is in stock or not. So we're going to add that circuit in as well, and hopefully we get all of that in today's episode. At the moment, I haven't determined where each item is going to be sold and for what quantity. So what I'm going to do to be on the safe side is actually place in 4 droppers for each module. So like I said, if we are only selling 16, we only need the bottom one, at least for this row, and you'll see why in just a second. But yeah, like I said, I don't know where I want everything to go just yet, because at the moment I am selling slime balls 32 for a diamond. So that can be anywhere, but yeah, I figured it'd just be safe if I just place in all 4 droppers for each module. Now, when it comes to this side, because of our water stream, it's going to travel along this way, and it does need to dip down. So we actually need to drop this bottom dropper to right there, and then the rest of this can stay the same. And let's see how we can do this. Probably like that. So you can imagine the water stream is going to bring this down, and then it's going to dip down to this layer here, like this, and then these droppers are going to dispense into the water stream also. So let me go ahead and finish this up, because I do need to remove the scaffolding, and then I will be right back. Now that the droppers are all in place, we can go ahead and begin working on the water stream. So what I'm thinking is, let's go ahead. And how do I want to do this? I should probably get back down here. So, in my redstone world, or in the tutorial, I did use glass down below, but just to kind of speed up the water flow, what I'm thinking we can do is use some packed ice, and that can speed up the flow just a little bit once it gets down to this bottom layer here. So we can go ahead and knock this out. And then, like I said, we do need a little shield for this section here, because you can see all the items we're spitting out down below, so we definitely do not want that at all. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to need that dirt once again, do some dirt right there, and then just build up a little glass wall like that to protect everything. So that should work out just fine. Oh, I thought I could have sworn that placed. Guess not. So we can go ahead and place all of these in, and yeah, I am super proud of this build. I think this is the biggest redstone project that I have ever done so far on my channel, and yeah, just working it out, oh man, it was kind of it has frustrating moments, but when it came down to it, this was very, very exciting to make. So this should be the last of it here. And do I have enough glass? Just barely enough. And I do have to knock this out once again to place in that, but that is done. And then what we're going to do is place a water stream up here, but we will not do that until the very end. In fact, I don't think I should have placed in this glass just yet. But yeah, this build is my baby. So, like I said, this is definitely the biggest project that I have ever done when it comes to redstone. What I'm doing next is setting up the comparators that are going to be letting us know if the item is in stock or not. So I did have to knock this part out right here momentarily because I was too busy talking. So this part should have happened first, and then we can cover this back up. Now for here, and this is another thing I love about Bedrock Edition, is even though this is going to be a water stream, we can go ahead and throw comparators down right here, and the water flow is not going to wash these up. In fact, it's just going to go right over them. And if I had a bucket of water, I would demonstrate. Let me grab a bucket of water and I will demonstrate. Okay, I have my bucket of water, so we are going to start the water stream right here. This is going to flow all the way down, and as you see right here, the comparators are not being washed up. The water is going right over them. So there we go. And if we go ahead, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have this set to page 9 and 10. So let's go ahead and even take a look at this. If we go ahead and throw in, let's say, throw in the rockets for now, and then we can place our diamond in right there to start up the system. And then what we're going to do is head up top, and we're going to press the button. So I believe I placed them in the right one. We press it, and there we go. Our items are being dispensed right there. So it is going on top of the comparators, but is still getting caught in the water stream and is coming down. So, and we can even see the comparator is letting us know that there is still stock left. So there are 5 left. And of course, once it's empty, it will turn off. Now from here, what I need to do is do a bunch of wiring under here, which I am going to do off camera because it is going to be a bit tedious. And then, obviously, the last thing we need to do, this is being dumped out right there, but we do need the items to make their way all the way back up to the shop. So we are going to do that as well. So let me go ahead and wire this yellow section up, and I will be right back. I'm just about out of yellow wool. I have 4 blocks left, so I do need to buy more from Zap Shop. And yeah, this thing is cool. I like what he did with the place. So yellow, and we need another stack. And hopefully, I'm pretty sure that should be enough yellow to get us through the rest of the circuit. So I'm gonna head back over, and then we will pick up once I'm finished with the whole yellow circuit. And of course, that was not enough yellow wool either, so I actually do need to buy 1 more stack, and 1 more stack should be more than enough this time, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I didn't realize that yellow circuit was going to take up so much wool. The yellow circuit is finally completed, and can you believe I only used about 5 wool from that last stack we just bought? But anyways, it is done. And again, the yellow circuit is only for the inventory. So this whole circuit lets the customer know if the item that they're trying to buy is in stock or not. So I went with the 9th and 10th page once again, or 5 spots over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I placed in 16 wool. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a demonstration. So if we hop on inside, because it is selected, this light is letting us know, hey, this item is in fact in stock, but because all the other ones are empty, let's flip the page. The light is going to turn off, and there is going to be a little bit of a delay, only because you saw all the redstone that it has to go through to get up here. But let's go ahead and flip the page again. Yes, it is in stock, so we can go ahead and pay our diamond that I don't have. So let's grab a diamond. And I know this circuit seems a bit excessive, but I mean, if you're trying to buy something and you can't physically see that it's in stock, then, I mean, I want to know if it's in stock. So that is what this light is for, because I don't want people coming in here spending a diamond only to realize something isn't in stock. That is not the FoxMart way. We do not rip people off here. So we placed in our payment. We can go ahead and press the button, and it's going to dispense our items. You can hear it. And because we only have 16, that is going to completely empty out the dropper. And because the dropper is now empty, this light is going to turn off, letting us know that the wool is now out of stock. Now, the last thing that we need to do in order to finish off this shop is, well, we do need to get the items all the way up to the customer. So this is what we're going to do. Again, we are going to be making the same water elevator that we've been making throughout the season. So we're going to run a comparator out, repeater, and that is definitely not redstone dust. That is definitely steak. That's that. And then Huh. That was a weird little jump. Did I have something? Not sure if I had something above my head, but okay. Anyways, getting distracted. That is done. That's going to go to the soul sand. And then we need to build up. And I had to go this way. Originally, I had it going the other direction, facing... Whoops. Facing... Why can't I place... Okay, we'll just do that. So, man, I cannot place right now. That goes there, and this one goes right here. So I had it facing this way, but I immediately ran into this issue here of running this into the circuit, so I had to face it in this direction. Now, I just want to make sure that this is in fact going to work, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that is going to work, and because of that, this is going to be a little loud. This whole build is going to be a little loud, but we can go ahead now and start building up. 2, 3. Kind of keep it evened out, just so we can stay on top. Oh, man. Oh, and that reminds me, we do need to do this side also, because if redstone, or if water gets into any of my redstone, I'm going to be very sad about that. That is not going to be fun. So we do need to bring it up to somewhere up here. And yes, I do have enough glass somewhere, and then we can run it over. We can run it across this way, and then either way we're gonna have to make an L. So probably to contain it within the shop, I would say let's run it this way, but then again, if something goes wrong, it is over all the redstone. So let me go ahead, I'm going to work this out, and then let's see what I ended up doing. Okay, so everything I'm pretty sure is all figured out, and I did have to make another little redstone tower right here and add an extra repeater, and of course that left me with a full sack of yellow wool, so technically I didn't need it. I'm not going to return it though, because I do want to support Zap and his shop, so we'll go ahead and hold on to it, and if anything, maybe we'll just exchange it for a different color. But this is done, so we should be able to do this. Run our water stream that way. That is going to go over the hopper here, which goes into our collection system, and then we break this. Break. And this should go all the way down to the soul sand, and that will create our water elevator right there. And then, of course, we do need to stop items from flying out, because they will definitely do that. So that should be the whole entire Lectern shop completed. And like I said, this is only one module, and depending on how things go, or if we can get more items, or maybe if we can talk others into selling at the shop so they can fill in their own items, I do want to make two of these, so you can only imagine how much bigger this is going to be. So I would definitely go out in that direction there, and then FoxMart would expand back. But I mean, 15 items to sell, I think that's pretty good. And yeah, this has definitely been a big project. So let's go ahead. We are going to give this a test. Alright, so it has been a few days since I've been logged on to the Truly Bedrock realm, and that's because I was busy recording the Lectern Shop tutorial, which I actually got out. So yes, there should be a link popping up when I mentioned it earlier, but I say all of that to let you know that the redstone here is going to be a bit different, because I recorded episode 12 and all the clips prior to this episode last Saturday, I believe, or Sunday, and today is Friday. So like I said, it has been a few days, but the cool thing about that is that while making the tutorial, I did notice a few flaws with the design, and then I went ahead and corrected them. So right here, the first thing you will notice is that I did get rid of the water stream. That is eliminated, because all of this was working fine at the top stream, but when we got to the bottom stream, if you remember, we ran the repeaters into the droppers, and yeah, that was... Where's my face? That was a big issue. So let me go ahead and demonstrate why. So I do have dispensers. That will be good enough. So let's say we had it the way we had it, and we are directly powering it. Let's say this is the repeater, because this is still direct power. And we have items here, here, and there. So if I were to directly power, let's say we were choosing just one of these random ones here, we were to directly power it, it would fire all three, which means customers would get items they are not supposed to get. So I noticed that while designing the tutorial, and yeah, that was not okay. That would not work. So I went ahead and corrected that, and then in between recordings, I also, I believe, cleaned this yellow line up, so you can see I do have a tower going up in that direction now, and it comes across for the inventory light. And then I also added the line that lets the customer know that this whole system is active. So that goes up this way, that goes up that glass tower, and then up to that light. So I thought I would give you an update of what I did, because like I said, the redstone did change. So I just wanted to mention that before we finished off the episode. Okay, everything is all up to date now. The redstone is all updated. So this looks like the build that I did this past Thursday, and I also have an instruction book on how to use the shop so the other members know how this is supposed to work. So the Lectern shop itself is actually done. Now what I need to do is cover it all up, and like I said, we do need to expand the shop, and again, it is going to be a little bit bigger. So we do need to cover up all this redstone now, and then probably, yeah, it does come a couple blocks back also. So we need to extend the shop back, and I don't think that should be too bad. I do need to go back to the mesa to get more terracotta, because I'm pretty sure I don't have enough to finish the job. And yeah, I don't even see any. I might have some back at the base. But yeah, everything is all done. The Lectern shop is completed, and I know we spent quite some time working at the shop. So I do want to let you know we are going to do other projects this season, because we still have the whole base area to do. And yeah, I got a bunch of ideas for that as well. But the Lectern shop, this was fresh on my mind, and this is one thing I wanted to get done. So I'm super excited about this. I'm really glad I got this out. I got it all completed. Now all I need to do is fill it up with inventory. So I do have 15 slots. So I do have, well, nothing there. I do have my spruce that kind of got restocked, and that is in stock. We added Zap's birch. And then we also have slime balls to sell. We have some steaks, which I still need to breed more cows. Looks like we made a couple more sales. And then, of course, I do have my ice. But that does not equal 15 items. So I'll find some other things to sell. We'll see. And then, so much work that still needs to be done here. Again, I do want to sell memberships to this place. So that is going to be a circuit in itself, which I still have to determine how many diamonds I want to sell a membership for. So that means I will need a keycard circuit, and then I will also need a circuit to actually sell the memberships. So I don't know, maybe 10 diamonds for a membership? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think I should sell a membership for, and then I can kind of determine from there. But yeah, there is still quite a bit of work to do. Like I said, I do want to try to split it up, because we have been at FoxMart for quite some time, and I don't want to make things too boring and too repetitive. So yeah, I will find a place or time to work these circuits in. But with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.